Hello farmers and welcome back to Western Australia. Well, we're still in October. I got the grass field all done, cutting it anyways, and making it into hay. I already got fertilizer down for the next cut, and pretty soon here we need to put down some lime. But if you look in the upper right hand corner, I'm down to $1,000. I got like $1,100 in my bank account. Or I should say in Hudson's bank account. We're just running the farm for him. But how do we do on the hay? Well, if I come here and show you, we now have 1.2 million liters of hay, which sounds like a lot, and it is. But if we come over to our sheep, we can see we got 200 sheep out of 500. And if we look at the yearly cost, if we come over, wait, where do I go for that? Come over to here, sorry. Yeah, right now, for a year, they need 363,000 liters per year. So if we just double that number, because even if we double the amount of sheep that we have in the pen, that's still not going to be a full pen. That would be like 700. So they probably need like 800, 900,000 liters per year to feed the sheep. So having 1.2 million may sound like a lot, but that's going to cover them for about a season. So did pretty good on the hay. So I'm glad we did that this cut. Maybe next cut I might do all silage. We'll have to see. So you can see the grass field's been perfectly fertilized. We got to pick up the hay bales, get them off the field. And then the rest of the work we got to do this month is we got to do the weed spraying in our 3 fields. The sugar beet, yeah, so used to saying sugar beet. Sugar cane, we got our oat field, and of course we got our wheat field. Is that a wheat field? Is it wheat or barley? I can't remember. It's either wheat or barley. It's wheat. We got to spray for weeds in those. And we got to put lime down in the grass field. And then we're going to go right to the month of December, maybe even January. But yeah, we need money to begin with. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab... Oh, I should have unloaded the trailer here, but we can go ahead and do that right now. Let me just plop these down over here by the orchard. I guess that's a good spot for them, I suppose. We'll load up the wool. And we're going to head on down to the store. I'm going to sell our fabric. And, of course, it unloaded to that side. That's fine. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and sell our fabric. Now, the fabric is, you know, pretty much at peak price. If we look at it, where are we? Fabric, 3866 is the current price, and it peaks at 3869. So we're there. 49, we'll just say 50,000. That is before our environmental score bonus. So it'll give us a good amount of cash so I can lease the See and Spot weed sprayer. It'll allow me to buy some lime and also buy some herbicide for the sprayer. We don't need a whole lot, maybe 500 liters. All right, these are pretty big fields. Maybe 1,000 liters I might need. Let's go ahead and load these up. Load all. Perfect. All right, I'll see you down at the store area. We'll put the wool into the spinnery. And then we'll go ahead and get ourselves a See and Spot weed sprayer, bring that back. That'll be going on the John Deere. I need something with narrow tires, which I haven't done that yet either. Because the wheat field has definitely grown into stage 2 and will destroy the crops if I go in there with anything other than narrow tires. I am hoping by selling the fabric today, that'll get us to the month of December/January, where we'll be selling more products. All right, go on into there, please. Wait, did I go through? All right, interactive zone markers. Oh, yeah, I went past it. All right, let's go ahead and pick up the fabric. I was going to say, please double stack on the fabric. There we go. Can I spin around in here? Sure can. So it says the Corgi sell point is where we need to go. This is just a way station, I believe, right? Yes. And this should fund everything that we need for today, I think. Alright, so not too bad. Right around 50,000. All right, into the store we go. Where art thou? I went past it already. Sprayers, that's what we need. Scroll all the way down here, and we need this right here, the Kubota. Yes, I want the 28 meter because we got a lot of fields to do. Weed spot spraying, yes, we're not buying though. We're just leasing today for $4,000. Well worth it. Let's go ahead and put that right on the front of this. Wait, what? Oh, I detached from that? Didn't want to do that. We want to attach to that. There we go. That's much better. Alright, 3-minute trip back to the farm. Alright, now that we got the money, which is always very important, let's drop off this sprayer, because that, like I said, we'll be doing that. I think I'll be doing the 6230. I'm assuming that's the one I can put narrow tires on. I think I can put narrow tires on the Massey also if I wanted to. But first, before I start spreading some lime down in the grass field, maybe I should get the hay bales off the field so they don't get lime on them. I mean, they really don't in the game, but in real life, yeah, I don't think you want to be getting lime on your hay bales that you're feeding your sheep. I don't know how many bales I actually made, but it's not going to be a full trailer. And each bale is 58,000. Is it 58,000? 58,500 per bale, but we saw how much that we have. I'm trying to figure out, I mean, it doesn't seem like I would have 1.2 million liters of hay, but I mean, the stock market page usually doesn't lie to us, so I'm going to assume that we do. It shouldn't take me too long to get the lime down. And then, of course, the sugarcane field. The sugarcane field needs fertilizer. Yes, I kind of almost forgot about that because we didn't plant this year. So it's kind of like this grass regrowing in some sense. So I got to get fertilizer into that field. Well, I was pretty much out of fertilizer anyways after getting the grass field done. Oh, while we're here, because this comment just came in about an hour ago. I'm just recording this as last episode went live. About this whole situation here, why the water silo is not working with the factory. And I showed it last episode on the test map that I can get it to work with the factory. The comment being made, and I don't have the comment up, so I don't have your name, so I apologize. But like you said, on the test map, the water silo was down, and then I placed the factory. Here, on this map, I had the factory down, and then I put down the water silo. So maybe if I had the water silo down first, and then put down the factory, the water would go in. And for those of you still saying they don't work with factories, go watch the last episode, and I can prove you wrong. They can. So, anyways, yeah, that's enough of that. But anywho, let me go around. Let's go ahead and pick up the hay bales. We'll put those away. And then I'm going to start spreading the lime on this field. So the grass field can be done. Then I'll switch the 6230 to narrow tires. And we'll get the sugarcane field with some fertilizer into it because I don't want to forget that. And then off to weed spraying. And then I think we are done for the month. Although I may want to check to make sure that the sheep have enough food.
You were my best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you. You and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors. We were in too deep, and you
probably not my best idea to go ahead and fill up the spreader full of lime, so I'm not going to use half of it, probably. Oh well, we'll just have some pallets of lime hanging around the farmyard for a little bit. Unless it's using at a decent rate, still going to leave about 5 pallets or so. Wonder how much it's going to cost me to put narrow tires. Wait, I may have already bought narrow tires for the 6230. So I may not have to pay anything for them if I have. I'm trying to remember when we bought the field down by the store. I think that crop was ready for harvest. I'm guessing I went in that field and did soil sampling and all that with narrow tires. We're going to find out here sooner rather than later, though. Can I get this in one pass? It's going to be probably a no. If I miss little pieces here and there, it's not the end of the world. And there, our grass field is all set, and we should get a pretty darn good yield in January. And probably do that one all silage. Which I'm glad, because doing all silage does not take that long to do the grass field. Because basically it's one tractor to mow, put it into a swath, and have a tractor behind doing the baling. Yeah, I think it took me about an hour and a half to cut this grass and ted it, and then go back into the field with the windrower and the baler, and then do some cleanup work. It took about an hour and a half in real time. Alright, now I'm starting to get pallets everywhere. I got fertilizer for the fruits and vegetables over there. I got pallets of seed, pallets of lime, pallets of fertilizer. Let's come over to here and customize our 6230 with narrow tires, I hope. Customize. Narrow tires. No charge. Now the only issue is everything is going to have disconnected from it. Alright, let's back up and grab that fertilizer that we have left. I didn't really need the narrow tires for going into the sugarcane right now because that's only in the first growth stage. There should be no crop destruction on that, but I'm going to need it for the other fields anyways. So being a little bit more realistic with it. The one thing I was noticing was putting lime down. I'm not sure if our field across the way, the oat field that we planted, I'm not sure that has weeds in it. No weeds whatsoever in our field number 12. So I don't have to weed that field. Of course, 14, field number 4, definitely got to do that one. And of course, field number 6 also. Fertilizer's next. Sure, might as well just fill it up. I need to do some landscaping around here. In the time lapse you may have seen, I hit this bump coming on through it, threw my tractor to the side. I almost ended up in the organic waste compartment of our production building. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the fertilizer down first off. I am going to need the mini map up just so I can see better of where I have been. And you can see the state of this field is in the orange. And we're turning it to a nice green. The grass field, you may say, well, that's orange. Well, the grass field doesn't require as much fertilizer. So the color is just in how much fertilizer is in the soil. The grass doesn't require as much as sugarcane does or cereal crops do. If it was soybean doesn't require any fertilizer whatsoever. And of course also by the different soil types as well is going to make a difference. So kind of a good thing I don't have to weed spray the entire field of the oats. I do have to go in there to spray for a brief moment just to get our scoring up in that field a little bit. So I just got to spray for a moment. You see me do that before on new fields that we buy. Even though there's no weeds, we'll just go in there and just get our score from 50% up to 100%. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that when we get to December/January, we start selling everything, that we do get enough cash to be able to buy our harvester for the farm. And maybe also buy the dolly system for the header, because we will be getting the honeybee header for the future, but we're definitely not going to be able to afford the harvester and the header. The headers are pretty expensive. I'm not going to go all out on the header as I have in the past, adding all those extras. It's just going to add way too much, and it doesn't really, as far as I know, it doesn't actually add any benefit, even though it says if you put this on, put that on, it increases the yield. In real life, yes. In Farming Simulator 22, I'm not sure that it does. It might. I've never done the testing for it. But maybe if we do really well in money sense, I'll add that stuff just in case it does actually add to the yield. I probably should do a test on that, but I just finding time to do stuff like that. It's the hard part for me lately. Finding time. So this will get our sugarcane harvest up this year. Well, not up. I'm not trying to compare it to last year. The yield should be down from last year because the crop rotation's down 5%. And also the field needs to be plowed now, but we did not plow it because we would have lost the crop. So, yeah, I know the base game, I think it says if you don't plow the field, you lose 15%. With precision farming, I don't know if it's a loss of 15% also. Have no idea. But we get what we get. And we're going to get plenty of sugarcane that we know of. Now, the one thing I thought of when I was doing the grass field earlier, cutting it up and windrowing it and doing all that, I remember when I finally thought of the plan of to buy this field and put the sugarcane in this field, I was like, boy, is this field going to be big enough? And I think even after I planted the sugarcane, I was thinking, boy, I'd be happy just to get 300,000 liters. So my original thought before I bought this field, and I don't think I talked about this, because I said, no, I don't want to lose the grass field. I thought about merging this field a little bit with the grass field to expand this field so I get, more sugarcane. And boy, I'm glad I didn't do that, because we really had no place to put all the sugarcane that we got. Am I in the widest working width? I am, okay. Just seems like on the mini map I'm not covering as much area as I thought I would. Yeah, I think I'll get about 1,000 liters of herbicide for spraying the weeds. And okay, I guess I am kind of glad I filled up with the spreader with as much fertilizer, because I'm almost halfway through it. I mean, I'm not going to use it all, but we're going to use most of it. Thankfully, precision farming allows us to see what we fertilize on the mini-map, because it can be rather difficult, and you don't have to keep tabbing out and going to the fertilizing page to see where you've been. I wonder if it was going to get that little spot, and it will. Perfect, so the sugarcane now, if we jump on out, we can see crop rotation is okay, nitrogen's perfect, pH value has, of course, dropped a little bit. Alright, so now we don't need the mini-map anymore. Let's go back to the farm. We'll drop off the fertilizer spreader. And we'll hitch up to the weed sprayer. Come right back over here to the sugarcane field. And we'll eliminate some weeds. I may spray the grass field just a little bit just to make sure that our weed protection in the grass field is up to 100%. I think I got free landscaping on, so taking care of some of these bumps would be a good idea. Yeah, let's drop that off right there. Okay, make sure... Wait, do I have herbicide? No, I do not. No herbicide. All right. Herbicide. Boy, that fills quickly. All right, 1,000 liters, $1,200 worth. Actually, you know what? Let's go over... Actually, don't start unfolding that yet. Let's go over and we'll take care of the old field real quick. So, what I'm referring to, I know there's no weeds here, but what I'm referring to, if I go to this page here, and we scroll into the field, this field has a score of 47, and the 3 lines, top one you can't see, that's at 0, that's nitrogen. Then the second one's pH value. The third one's for weed control. You can see it's like halfway. So if we just unfold this, even though there's no weeds here, to get 100% on weed score is you got to use the See and Spot spraying, which we have. And since this is the first time we own the field, we never sprayed it before, so just got to do that real quickly so the game knows you put herbicide and sprayed it. Now if we go here, now our score in the field is 62 and the third line is at 100%. The nitrogen and pH value will go up after, that calculates it when you're harvesting, so that score will not go up until we harvest. Got to fold this up because it's so wide. Alright, and now get back into the field. Hopefully no cars are going to go by here. Let me get to work here before you run into me. Yeah, definitely glad I went with a wider working width, especially when you're leasing it. The overall total, if you're buying it, yeah, that looks like an extreme price, but an extra 10 meters, we went from 18 to 28. That's almost double the working width. Well, not quite double. Maybe 60% the working width wider. Eventually we'll have one of these on the farm. I may actually end up getting one of the self-propelled, one of the driving ones, kind of like what we used on Oceanside Forest. Since this is such a map with such big fields, maybe the 28 meter is not a wide working width. I can't remember what the working width of the one I used on Oceanside Forest was. But I would assume that had to been up, you know, in the upper 30s, low 40s wide working width. That'd be something way on down the line. I may own something like this before that. We got a lot of expenses still to go through, of course. But looking at where we are in year number 4 now, apparently, which the years seem to be going by rapidly. I'm not sure if it's a little messed up because of the seasons change, being spring is in October and so on. So the map maker decided the starting time differently. It doesn't seem like I'm already in year number 4, but we are. But basically we just started with lot number 3 and being able to borrow money on what the farm was worth. And now here we are with multiple fields. Yes, we did a whole bunch of contracts, maybe like 30 or 40 contracts to help us along the way. But now that we're not doing any more contracts, we got factories, we got machinery. It's going rather well, I think. And I think we're progressing at a good rate. It's not slow, it's not too fast. At least in my opinion, I think we're going at a decent rate. It would be nice every episode to have enough money to say, okay, let's go buy the harvester, then we'll buy this, then we'll buy the truck, the trailer, add more fields, get a big planter. I wouldn't want to do that every episode because then the series would be over rather quickly. Alright, let me go ahead and keep on spraying. We can see I've maybe used 100 liters of herbicide so far, so not a whole lot. So I should have more than enough to get the 2 fields done, which is this one and the wheat field. Just about a half hour into spraying the weeds and we are almost done, and well, I'm glad I put 1,000 liters of herbicide in the sprayer because I'm going to use most of it at least. I think actually when I return this, I may just return it with the herbicide I got left in it. Yeah, probably not really worth hanging, well, it is worth hanging on to. Let's see, about 200 liters. I forgot how much herbicide is per pallet of 2,000. Might be $4,000 for a pallet of 2,000. Either way, probably a couple $100 worth of herbicide in there. Glad I went with a wider working width also. I think last time I leased this, I went with the 18 just because I had this field and this field alone to spray. But just by doing the sugarcane field and this field, yeah, a little over 30 minutes, I think, into spraying. But the weeds are all gone, so when we get harvesting, most likely next episode, yeah, that will increase our yield, and of course it does help out our environmental score. So when we sell the grain, which we're going to be selling, we're going to harvest the oat field first, because that's going to do 2 things. That's going to boost up the score in that field. They'll register the pH and nitrogen. So our environmental score will go up, which means we'll get more of a bonus. And I'll want to sell the oats. And then we'll come back down here and harvest this wheat field. I'll probably sell most of it. And then keep some, maybe if I decide to go with chickens. I don't know. Because it would be great if I could put the wheat into a silo. I suppose I could dump it on the ground. But that'll be something I'll think about next episode. But we gotta get there first. Meaning we gotta get to the month of the January. That's when we'll be harvesting our fields. And I'm 95% sure we'll be doing it in our own harvester. The header will be leased, I'm sure. Well, I shouldn't say I'm sure. It's looking like it will be. But having our own harvester and the harvester of my choice, it's gonna be nice. Finally getting that John Deere harvester I've been teasing about since, well, the beginning of American Falls. Maybe actually even before the beginning of American Falls, because I think people were asking, use a big John Deere harvester. And that's when I said I'll use it on American Falls because that'd be a good map to use it on. And I just never got to it on that map. So getting it to it right, I don't want to say right away on this map, but buying our first harvester as that harvester will be nice. Alright, so we are done spraying the weeds. Let me just double check the map as that folds up. So our overall score is 84, which is a bonus of 10%, so that's not bad. Let me go back to here. Alright, so we got weeds turned on, so no weeds in field number 12. Oh, looks like I missed a little bit in our sugarcane field here and there. But overall, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to go back up there to get that. And this field here, right on the edge. I was over the road, so why I didn't get rid of the weeds there, I'm not too sure. I'm going to bring this, I'm just going to plop it right here. Is this the one that does not allow me to unload anyways? Problem is, there's so many of them that will unload and some that won't. I can't remember which one's which. Well, yeah, I think this is the one I can't unload from, so it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and we'll return that. And I got 0.6 hours on it, so about 35 minutes, somewhere around there. Let's go ahead and return that. While I'm here, let me have a quick look at the store page. Nothing has changed there. Okay, so before we wrap up the month, the sheep, 27,000, we got 64. All right, they're good for a little while. The factories, how are we doing on the factories? We're out of cucumbers, apparently. But we are growing cucumbers in both greenhouses. Let's make sure both of these are on distributing. Distributing, yeah, that's all set. Tableware, are we doing good there? We're starting to get a little bit behind on storage for the tableware, so I may want to clear that out before we advance any further. And then the sugar factories, are we getting full on sugar? Yeah, we got to start thinking about selling this stuff at some point. I'm hoping I can get to the peak times of those. When is the peak time for all that stuff? So sugar we can sell in January. Okay, if I can make that far, that'd be great. If I sold it now, I get 125 compared to 133. So not that big of a difference. If I had to sell it now, I wouldn't mind, I guess. Tableware, $48,000 if I sold it now. But if I wait until June, all right, that's a little ways off. I would get 61,000. So that's starting to show a big difference in pricing. As for bagasse, November is a good time to sell. Molasses is a good time to sell in November. And cane juice is a good time to sell in December. So there's over $100,000 just in those. All right, so let's go back. The sheep are fine. I'll convert the John Deere back to wide tires and weights. I'll put a weight on the back, and we'll head on over to the tableware production building. And we'll take some crates out because I don't want to be skipping months and then have that full and not being able to produce any tableware. Home sweet home. All right, first thing, put the wide tires and weights back on here. John Deere, customize. Wide tires and weights. Should be at no cost. Back over here and we'll grab that. Grab the weight. All right, let's get over to the factory and hopefully I can remove 2 at a time because they are double stacked. And we'll try probably in cab because most people tell me doing the pallet forks from in cab is a lot easier than outside the cab, which I'm not too sure about that. Maybe on a telehandler because you can extend the telehandler out and you can see the prongs on the forks. But here, yeah, I can't see the prongs at all. I think we'll probably stick the third person on this. Boy, do I need? Boy, lights will help. Is there lights for in here? They're probably automatic if there are. Actually, there are lights in the back, I think. But I don't think there's a way to activate them. I think they'll just automatically come on when it's dark. I just want to get them out of the spawn area. I guess anywhere over here would be fine. No, probably, you know what? Not there because I'll be backing up quite a bit. Why are we bouncing up and down like that for? Why are they dancing? Don't need to remove them all, just to make sure that we give ourselves enough. Alright, so 4 might be too much. Even with wide tires and weights and a weight on the back. 4 is just a little bit too much. Come on, get off there. There we go. Are these 1,000 liters apiece? Yes, they are. At some point, of course, we'll be getting ourselves a truck and a bigger auto-loading trailer to move pallets around. So I've removed 8,000 liters worth of pallets, or sorry, 8,000 liters of tableware. And since we're going to be skipping right through November and get into December, I want to make sure we got room in there. And once they've done respawning, then I'll probably just wrap it up for the month. But they keep spitting on out. Right now I'm just placing them anywhere. I do like the sheds, the warehouses that take the pallets, but as we saw when I was doing Hinterland, if I had way too many pallets in there, my PC did not like that at all. I think if I just maybe use a shed that held like 200, I think the one I was using held 750 pallets. And once I got over 250, my PC did not like it at all. I think everything is done spawning there. There we go. Leave that here. Turn the lights off. And great demand. Well, I don't really have anything I want to sell, and nothing is at the opportune time for us. So I think we're all set to go ahead and just skip through a couple months now. I will have to keep track of the sheep, because if they reproduce, yeah, right now they got enough, but if they reproduce enough, it could cause some issues. So let's go ahead and teleport on home. It's easier to get into there. And, yep, we'll just sleep until, actually, we'll sleep until 5. Just so I can check the store sale page. And really, the only thing I should be focusing on is the model number of the harvester. Not just a harvester, but I want the harvester. Money went down, so that's expected. Interesting. With the sugarcane cultivator, you can apply fertilizer over the cane straw or even over the plants without damaging the crops. Well, we're doing that anyways, so that's not that big of a deal. There's another trailer that holds 47,000 liters, but we already got one of those. Let me have a look at the sheep. So they require 28,000 liters per month. Right now we're doing fine. And I think everything is going to be alright. So I'm going to just advance through the day slowly. I say slowly at times 360 speed. And then I'll check the store sale page in the afternoon. But while that's happening, I'm going to do some farm manager stuff. Just check on a few things, make sure everything's running good. but I'll bring you back and we'll see what's going on at the end of November. We'll sleep through into December and probably wrap up the episode there. So we're mostly all set to skip on through December. A few things. I should be selling some of, I think it's ketchup and pickles are prime right now, but I want to sell everything next month all together, and instead of doing it now. A little bit of aggravation right now, but not a whole lot. If I go into the sale page, selectable bale capacity pack mod for, this is the trailer that we bought not long ago, 64% off. I think I paid like $50,000 for it, on sale for $18,000. I mean, it has been months, so definitely have needed it before now anyways. So yeah, just seeing that there, yeah, a little frustrating, but that's what's on the sale page for now. Everything is all set. The factory should be good until December. So let's go ahead and we'll sleep until 5 o'clock again. So December, we're just going to be selling some stuff. Probably the same thing in January. Won't be getting to anything this month in December as for field work. Oh, I forgot to check on the wool at the sheep. Alright, we'll shut the door. Yep, got to take care of that right away. What do we got here? So, we got a roller. Disc harrow. Shallow cultivator. Alright, so nothing that we really need. And yes, I shouldn't be speeding up time. I'm just trying to get it daylight hours for us. Just remember, we're in Australia, so December is the middle of summer. So I'm thinking, as for the stuff at the production building right over there, since it's going to be like a lot of things to be sold, and this doesn't hold that many pallets, I'll probably just put that stuff on sell directly. We are running the production revamp mod, so we get 90% of the sales, so we lose 10% basically. And I'm going to be okay with that for how many trips and pallets I would have to load. The amount of time it'll save me, just be easier. As for everything else though, like over at the other productions, I'll probably still use this on anyways. So let me just go ahead and check on what's going on here. So do I got pickles, strawberry juice, ketchup? Maybe this, I'm going to put everything on sell directly. That'd be like the best thing. Cane juice. We got $120,000 worth of cane juice to sell today. Alright, so we're going to sell everything actually next episode. I'm not going to do it now, but we'll do everything next episode. And then, yeah, we'll probably be skipping through the month of December as well, just selling what we can. The sheep probably need to be taken care of for feed. So just a few minor things to do in December. And then we'll get right on over until January, where, fingers crossed, we will buy our harvester. How are we looking at money-wise here? 120. I might sell the tableware to get another 100,000. Sugar is almost, it's getting up there. May sell that this in January, but yeah, we should be able to afford our harvester, barely. I hope. We shall see. And any chance by the bank if I said take loan? No, the bank's saying no, not a chance, buddy. You owe too much money already. So the bank is saying no. Yeah, so it's going to be kind of tight on getting ourselves a harvester, but I think we'll find a way to do it. But anyways, if you made it this far in the video and you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button. Helps out the channel and the channel more than you know. And also, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that while you're down there as well. But anyways, that's what we're going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in Western Australia. But until then, have a good one.